At the height of their power, the Comanche controlled more land than the entire state of Texas. They defeated the Spanish Empire. They stopped the Mexican army cold. They pushed American settlers back for decades. And yet, most people have never heard their full story. This is the rise and fall of the Comanche Empire, the most powerful Native American nation in the history of North America. Stay with me, because what you're about to hear will completely change how you think about the American West. In the early 1700s, the Comanche were just a small band of Shoshone people living in the Rocky Mountains, surviving on foot and hunting small game. They were not feared. They were not powerful. Then, something changed everything. The horse. When Spanish colonists brought horses to the American Southwest, some escaped and spread across the Great Plains. The Comanche were among the first native peoples to capture them, tame them, and master them. And they didn't just ride horses, they became one with them. Comanche warriors could hang from the side of a galloping horse and fire arrows from beneath its neck, invisible to enemies and deadly accurate at full speed. European cavalry soldiers couldn't compete. Within a single generation, the Comanche transformed from mountain foragers into the most skilled horse warriors on the continent. This was not luck. This was revolution. By the mid-1700s, the Comanche controlled a territory historians call Comancheria, stretching across what is now Texas, Oklahoma, New Mexico, Colorado, and Kansas. At its peak, Comancheria was larger than France. But the Comanche didn't just control land, they controlled trade. They dominated the horse trade across the southern plains. Tribes, Spanish settlements, and French traders all depended on Comanche horses. And the Comanche were ruthless negotiators. They traded horses, buffalo products, and captives through networks that stretched from Mexico to Missouri. The Spanish Empire, despite its guns and armor, could not defeat them. In 1758, a Comanche war party destroyed a Spanish mission in Texas. When Spain sent soldiers in response, the Comanche crushed them too. Eventually, Spain was forced to negotiate, not as conquerors, as equals. The Comanche called themselves Numunu, the people, and on the southern plains, they ruled like an empire. In the early 1800s, American settlers began moving west into Comanche territory. They were not prepared what they found. The Comanche launched devastating raids across Texas and beyond. Entire settlements disappeared overnight. The Texas Rangers were created specifically to fight them, and for years they lost. Traditional military tactics didn't work against Comanche warriors. They moved too fast, struck without warning, and vanished before soldiers could respond. The U.S. Army built frontier forts across Texas. The Comanche raided around them. But history was beginning to turn. Disease spread through Comanche communities. Smallpox and cholera killed thousands. Then came the destruction of the buffalo. By the 1870s, millions of bison were being slaughtered across the plains. The animal that supported Comanche life, food, shelter, clothing, and trade, was disappearing. And finally came a new weapon, the Colt revolver. Unlike single-shot rifles, revolvers allowed riders to fire multiple shots quickly, reducing the Comanche advantage in mounted combat. For the first time in generations, Comancheria was vulnerable. His name was Quanah Parker, the son of a Comanche chief, and Cynthia Ann Parker, a white woman captured as a child and raised among the Comanche. Quanah became the last great war chief of the Comanche nation. He never lost a battle against the U.S. Army in open combat. But in 1874, the United States launched the Red River War, a campaign designed to destroy the Comanche forever. Soldiers attacked villages, burned food supplies, and killed horse herds during winter. Quanah and his warriors fought back, but there was nowhere left to go. In June 1875, Quanah Parker led the last free Comanche band into Fort Sill, Oklahoma. The empire was over, but Quanah Parker refused to disappear. He adapted. He learned English, negotiated for his people, built relationships with American leaders, and defended Comanche interests in Washington. He even hosted President Theodore Roosevelt on hunting trips. He built a home with a star painted on the roof so his mother's spirit could always find its way home. He died in 1911, not defeated, still Comanche. Today, the Comanche Nation is headquartered in Lawton, Oklahoma, with thousands of enrolled citizens. Their language survives, their traditions survive, and their story survives. Books like Empire of the Summer Moon helped introduce millions of people to Comanche history, but many still don't realize how powerful the Comanche once were. They forced empires to negotiate. They reshaped the history of Texas and the American West. The Comanche were never just a footnote in history. They were one of the greatest military powers North America had ever seen. They lost their land, but they never lost their identity. And that story deserves to be remembered. If this history moved you, share it with someone who needs to hear it. And tell me in the comments, which Native American nation should I cover next? Follow the page for more forgotten history.